So Loaded is a very well-known brand in the longboarding community. In 2008, they started Orangatang wheels. Loaded actually started in the mid-90s, but dropped their first board in 2002. They make all their quality boards and wheels in California, USA, and just got better and better every year. In 2018, they collaborated with Boosted, and they came out with the 80mm Kegels, and then shortly after that, they came out with the 85mm Kagwamas. Now, I still absolutely love 85mm Kagwama wheels, especially the orange ones. However, they're a smaller diameter, so your speed lags a little bit. And now they finally released a 105mm Orangatang Dad Bod wheels. They decided to name these wheels after the CEO, Don Tashman, because of his fatherly figure, and of course, because the wheels are bigger than most. So let's talk about the all-around size of the wheel. The diameter is the size of the height of the wheel from the ground to the top of the wheel, which is 105mm. Now the total width of the wheel from side to side is 62mm. However, since the lips take up a little bit of the surface area, the total contact patch is 57mm. Now, a lot of bigger wheels in the same class are a lot heavier than this. This is only being 15 ounces when comparing to a 110mm torque board wheel, which is over 80 ounces. So let's talk about this new triple cord that Loaded designed. It's made from glass infused urethane construction, which increases durability of your wheel to provide a reliable grip. It has a super wide core design. It allows the load on a lot of urethane to dampen less vibration and more comfort. This sheds a lot of the weight compared to other bigger wheels. The core has trumpeted edges for more dependable support for both sides of the lips. This also allows more cushion in the center of the wheel. This wheel also took a little over 4 years to make. Before anybody asks, is this the most comfortable street wheel there is? No, it's not. On a scale 1 to 10, I'd probably give it about a 7. I'd say the Mad wheels / Boosted wheels are pretty much all the way up there when it comes to comfort. But that's more of a hybrid style wheel. This has that traditional skateboard style feel, which I truly grown to love. Don't get me wrong, the wheels still have plenty of comfort. It's just when you compare it to wheels like the Mad wheels or the meepo 110s, those really go after comfort and grip. But Loaded is not about that type of design. They're more about that traditional longboard vibe. Now the bearing seat position is offset. I'm not really sure why they did a pentagon shape, but both 8mm and 10mm bearings sit in there fine. You can also utilize regular bearings or built-in spacer bearings. Now these teardrop shaped holes is where the Kegel prongs go into, and the holes that are surrounding those teardrops are made from Loaded just in case the e-skate community wants to make larger pulleys. Now this is the first e-skate wheel with an offset capability. So flipping around the wheel will give you 2 different ride feels based on your riding style. Regardless of which side you choose, both are firm yet cushy. No vibrations, no puncture, and true roll. Now a square edge wheel was always my personal preference, but even when it's flipped around for the inside, they call it a traction trench, because when you ride a bigger wheel, it's hard to control. This will help maintain traction. This also holds the grip much better and keeps your slides and your speed very predictable. That's why when you always see downhill riders are always utilizing a squared edged wheel. And squared edge lips give you more grip. It is harder to initiate the actual slide, but once you enter into the slide, it's much easier to maintain that power slide to help them brake. I also took out the Black Carbon 3 with the wheels flipped around up front, and it helped maintain my traction even when it was very wet outside. Now, I think a reason why e-skate companies don't make a squared edge wheel is because they get caught in these cracks a lot. Now, another downfall with the squared edge is that you cannot flip the wheels in the rear because the depth of the core is so deep that it hits the belt. Now, if you're thinking, hey, Fred, try it on a gear drive, unfortunately, that didn't work either. So not only do the 10 prongs don't even go in all the way because the depth is so deep, the axle doesn't even come through the other side to bolt it down. The round beveled edge is what most e-skate companies go for. It is that free, fun kind of cruiser vibe. Also great for carving, pumping, and of course, initiate sliding. Now the 80mm Kegels have a much more squared edge. However, the 85mm Kaguamas, as you can see, is a little bit more rounded off. That's why I thought that those were the perfect medium. Now that the 105s have that perfect medium as well, here are some of the benefits of having a bigger street wheel. Now let's check out some of the performance differences. With the Black Carp 3 utilizing 32T pulleys, with these wheels, I got 32.5 miles per hour. With the stock all-terrain setup, I did about only 25 miles per hour. That's almost 8 miles per hour difference. That is huge.
32T. 1, 2, 3, go. So here's another positive attribute of bigger street wheels. I have 30% battery left. I'm gonna do 15 miles per hour, then gun it. 1, 2, 3, go. That full range power is all there.
Also, kick pushing is way easier on street wheels. Not only does kick pushing give you longboard vibes, but it also preserves your range. Speaking of range, the Black Carp 3 got 36 miles of range utilizing these 105 Dad Bods. With the stock all-terrain setup, I was only able to achieve 20 miles of range. That is a significant difference.
0%, 20 miles per hour. 21.
Now, a few months ago, we did a range test on the onboard Zeus Pro utilizing 107 wheels, and that's a 13S setup. The Onsra is a 12S 3P setup, and that got only 1 less mile of range. So bravo to Onsra for utilizing those high quality Samsung 50S cells. Now to the most important part, in my opinion. Their formula that they use is called Happythane, and their durometer measurement is ADA. Now, I know some of you are thinking, ADA is way too hard for me, and I get that. But that's not really the key ingredient on what's comfortable and what performs the best. If you go really soft in durometer, you don't exactly get all the grip that you want. It does a lot of chunking, a lot of chipping, and a lot of the times an unpredictable slide. You can check out with the Jkingboard 110s. I had the 72A black ones. And those were the first wheels I've ever slid in. Here's a video clip of me in 2020 doing my first slide ever. Check it out. You notice how the wheel is shaking as I'm trying to slide? That's for 2 reasons. One, because it's so soft, it's trying to hang on to the grip. And when you're riding over concrete that's not so perfect, it's like it's temporarily getting pierced when you're sliding because the durometer is so damn soft. Also, it is a very heavy wheel. Notice no shaking with the Orangatang Dad Bods. These are very, very good quality wheels, and they're always predictable. You can carve them as hard as you want, and you can feel what's going on underneath your feet while keeping you very in tune as an aggressive rider. Now, I've owned almost every street wheel for an e-skate there is, anywhere from 72, 74, even up to 81A on the Bussin hybrid board, which is another great longboarding company. When you use a higher class wheel like this, it maintains your motion of your carve way better than a Diamond Dozen 74 or 76A China-based wheel. Also, ADA won't ever chunk on you, unlike softer durometer wheels. When I use Orangatang wheels, not only does it keep me an aggressive rider, it makes me more precise as a rider and also more confident. When I'm confident, I have a better experience, and the experience is what it's all about. Now, some people may think, hey, I want to stick with the Mad wheels or boosted wheels or the meepo cyclones because they're way softer, and I get that and I respect that. But to me, being comfortable isn't the most important attribute of skating. Now with the traditional street wheels, you also have a wear-in period. When it's a shiny surface, it's not going to feel as perfect to car, but just like a fine wine, they get better with age. Also, after a certain amount of time and wear and tear, it's always good to maybe rotate the wheels so they can wear in evenly. Final thoughts. Now keep in mind, something like the Mad wheels or the Momentum wheels or Boosted wheels or the meepo 110 Cyclones, those are a kind of a different realm of e-skate wheels. Those are more of a hybrid style wheel, and I still very much like those wheels. In fact, they're in my top 5 of street wheels. But riding orangutan wheels gives me that kind of traditional longboarding, skating kind of vibe. There's nothing wrong with going back to skating culture and feeling what it's like to be a longboarder. And I personally think the e-skate community needs to open up more when it comes to traditional street wheels like these. There is so much to gain when it comes to performance, range, and a very large variety of street wheels to choose from. There's so many different colors, cores, and you can change the way you want your board to behave and to perform. I often hear, hey Fred, I wish I had roads like yours, otherwise I would ride street wheels. Guys, I hear that probably 2 times a day. I do have bad roads as well. I just don't exactly film on them. But if you look closely, you can see that the roads aren't perfect. However, I do have tons of roads that are absolutely terrible. But when they're terrible, they don't last forever. I keep riding and I eventually find better roads. It's the same with any other city, town, country, whatever. There's tons of mixture of types of roads out there. All you have to do is just ride through it. Now, you might say that's very uncomfortable for me. I'm not liking that. I get that and I respect it. I'm just trying to tell you, if you work through it, you will become a better rider by gaining more confidence. And when you gain more confidence, the skating realm really opens up to a whole new level. I think a large majority of the e-skate community focuses way too much on straight line top speed. But there is so much more to skating than going fast in a straight line. I hope my videos prove that to you guys. There's absolutely nothing wrong with stepping outside of your comfort zone, trying new things, adjusting to different styles, and making yourself a better all-around skater. Thank you for watching, guys. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Have a good one.